Hey team, Mr. Durnan here. It's Sunday and I'm thinking about this week of class. I'm excited about it. So I finally made a homework sheet that should lead us up to Thanksgiving break and thence to your exam on the 11th of December. So this week we're going to make our way through Henry V. So Act 3 for tomorrow. Wednesday, as you know, we have a visiting lecturer, Professor Forker, will be here for the X block. I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll finish the play, our initial reading of the play for Thursday. For Saturday, I'm going to have you prepare any passage of your own choosing. There's a really famous speech called the St. Crispin's Day speech, and that's the logical one to choose, so you can go for that. But if you want to choose something else, even, for example, the prologue to any of the acts or the prologue at the beginning of the play, any of those would be fine as well. But you're going to write an AP-type essay on Saturday. So that's what's going on. I'll return to that in a second. I am going to ask you to do some reading over Thanksgiving break. I want you to start on 1984. Not a whole lot. Just sort of get your feet wet on pages 1 to 65. It is, it's a full novel, so it runs about 300 pages, and we're going to be galloping through it upon our return back. I'm really looking forward to it, and you'll be fine reading it alone. After stumbling through Henry V, 1984 is going to feel quite easy for most of the text. Okay, so on Henry V, I don't feel like I've done an adequate job of kind of prepping you for what this experience is like. In point of fact, I think that the verb to read, right? When you read this play, really what's going on is much different from what's going on when you read the essays in our book, 50 Essays. In those essays, or most of them, you're gaining, I would say, very high comprehension, in the 90 percentile of comprehension of what is intended by the author. And as you read Shakespeare, I think your comprehension level is much lower, and I think that's good for your brains. So I know it's not pleasant necessarily, but it's good for you to untangle difficult literature. And as you do so, let me recommend a couple of things. Well, one thing really. I really recommend that you go to this website, this LibriVox website, and listen. And I'll just give you a taste of it right now. You can just listen to the first, the beginning of the prologue from Act 3.
These recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Henry V by William Shakespeare. Act 3.
Oops.
Prologue. Enter chorus. Thus, with imagined wing, our swift scene flies in motion of no less celerity than that of thought. Suppose that you have seen the well-appointed king at Hampton Pier embark his royalty and his
All right, so you get the idea, right? For me, I do this. I listen and read along as I'm listening, and for one thing, it forces me to stay focused. I don't allow myself to take breaks. I stay right with it, and you'll see if you do this, then Act 3 is going to take you 40 minutes. Your homework will take you 40 minutes and 37 seconds, and you'll gain a pretty good appreciation of it. As I say, I think that your comprehension will not be up in the 90%, but you'll get better, and we'll be able to talk it through in class. Tomorrow in class, we'll have a look at this Laurence Olivier movie that I almost watched last class. Ultimately, what I hope will happen is that by the time we get to the days before exams, we'll watch the entire movie, and that will be a review of Henry V. And I would contend that will be your first actual full reading of the plays when you take it on all at once. So I think that covers this week. See you tomorrow. Be ready for a quiz on Act 3. I'm not sure there will be one, but I should give you one. It's good for your brains. All right. See you tomorrow.